All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Mind of a Genius. And I am super honored and excited to have my very good friend Freddsters, Alfredo Garcia, here with us
Hello.
today. He is also a food enthusiast, I would say, and an awesome content creator that has really inspired a lot of people when it comes to the cooking aspect. And so, really, just brought you on here, Alfredo. I want to get to know a little bit about you,
For sure.
right? And I just want us to talk food.
Yeah, no, thanks for
So,
having me. I'm excited.
yeah, tell me a little bit about, because I just went through
Yeah.
briefly the book.
Uh-huh.
So this is a Let's Make It book by Freddsters. So
Mm-hmm.
if you haven't gotten your copy, where can they get a copy?
Barnes& and Noble, Amazon, basically wherever books are sold.
There you go.
So,
Wherever books are sold, make sure
yep.
you get a copy because as soon as I opened it, I was like, wow,
It
incredible quality.
made
So
us hungry.
yeah, yes, it made me hungry. So get a copy. But I saw your childhood photos
Mm-hmm.
in this book.
Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about your upbringing growing
Uh-huh.
up. What was it like? Did you grow
So,
up in the valley?
yeah, no, so I was born in the Valley. I was born in Rio Grande City, but I grew up in Chicago. So,
Oh, wow.
I was still a baby when my parents moved over there. So when people ask me for my hometown, I always say Chicago because I went to elementary school, middle school, high school, college, everything over
Oh,
there.
wow.
But then I moved over here around 2019, almost 6 years, 7 years ago. Um, but yeah, I mean, growing up in Chicago, it's like food everywhere, like all types of food. So I was just always surrounded by food. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. She always cooked, so I was always watching her cooking. So food was just always like in front of my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and throughout that process, what was growing up for you in Chicago,
Hmm.
right? Because I'm sure it's a different environment to maybe where you grew up to
Yeah.
where you live now in the Rio Grande
Hmm.
Valley.
I I love the fact that I grew up in Chicago because it's like a big melting pot of so many different food flavors, and like compared to here in the valley, it's growing more now.
Yeah.
But 6, 7, 8 years ago, like there wasn't a ton of Korean restaurants. There wasn't a hot pot restaurant. It was mostly Mexican food or like the chain American restaurants.
Right.
And now it's like completely growing. So that's why I liked that I grew up over there because I could have a little bit of everything within the one city.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you just a foodie.
Yeah.
You love food,
Hmm.
which is which is interesting because you don't only like one type of food.
Yeah.
What inspires you to want to try all these different other foods from different
I
areas?
don't know. I think it's the fact that I grew up only eating Mexican food because, like, obviously my mom, she only cooked Mexican food.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the non-Mexican food she would make would be like spaghetti. Like, that would probably be the only thing, and everything else was always
Right.
Mexican. So once I started like getting older and like watching all these cooking shows and YouTube and all of that stuff, and seeing all these other like foods that I didn't grow up with, I'm like, I want to try that. And I just love trying everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how did cooking start for you? Did you learn from someone?
Yeah.
How did that start?
I'm not professionally trained or anything. It's all like self-taught, watching my mom, watching Food Network, watching YouTube videos. It wasn't until I had my first apartment in college where I really started like collecting cookbooks, cooking for my friends, cooking every day. And that's kind of where like it grew more into a passion. Like I love doing this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, you didn't really learn from you just learned from the internet, School
Yeah.
of Hard Knocks.
Yeah. It's like the more you do it, the better you get at it with
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And it's the same with cooking.
And so, starting off, what was the journey like, after you learned it, kind of
Mhm.
implementing, getting in front of the camera? How did that progress over time?
It started very slowly. So after or like when I was a senior in college, my a close family friend, I refer to him as my cousin because we're basically family, but he was a starting pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals and he needed a personal chef. So I was okay. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. So I was cooking for him for about 2 years, like
Oh,
the
wow.
last couple of months before I graduated, and then like a year and a half after I graduated, where I was basically living with him and cooking breakfast, lunch, dinner, depending on if it was like a day game or a night game.
Yeah.
So that's when I really started cooking for work and like getting paid for it. during that time I started Freddsters, but it was a blog back then. It was
Yeah.
freddsters.com, and I just posted recipes and pictures. And then when I stopped working with him, I went back to Chicago. I was doing the typical sales job. I was going door to door. I stopped pretty much doing the food thing for a couple years. And then that's when I moved here right before COVID. And then I moved here a couple months before COVID, and then COVID hit. And then that's when TikTok blew up. And that's when I just like slowly started making videos, and took me a whole year to even hit like 10,000 followers on there. So it was a very slow growth, but I just kept at it because doing door to door sales, it's like you get a lot of like rejection, like knocking on doors, people don't answer, or they answer and they immediately slam the door in your face. You get a lot of assholes.
Yeah.
So that helped me build the thick skin with social media, and it taught me that like not everything you do is gonna do well.
Right.
Like you're gonna get those fails, but the more you do it, the better you're gonna get at it. So like if you post 10 videos, 9 of them are gonna suck and one of them is gonna blow up.
Yep.
So
Yep. So, within that period where you were from 0 to 10K, which you said took you over a year
around a year, yeah.
to get there, did you ever feel like, man, I'm not sure about this, or did you just
Not
wanted to create?
I was just doing it because I liked it, and at that point I wasn't fully doing cooking. I was just like doing like posting random stuff. Like
Gotcha.
I would do some cooking videos. I would do like the funny like not funny skits, but I would do like random trends or whatever.
Yeah.
But I wasn't never fully on the food wagon. And then once I was a little, I think I was around like 15,000 or something like that. I posted a video and it gained me around 40,000 followers just from that one video.
What was that video?
It was a breakfast taco, like the simplest thing ever, but it just like blew up, and it got me close to like it got me close to 50,000-60,000 followers. And from there it just like started speeding up a little bit. And then I remember I was around 95,000 followers when I had my first email for a partnership with Philadelphia Cream Cheese. And at that point, I was like, okay, I can actually make good money doing this. So then I started taking it serious.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And so at what point did you decide to move to the Rio Grande Valley?
I was already here when I started TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah. I moved here because my cousin had a construction company. He still has it. And he's like, hey, like, because at the time I was doing sales, they were like, you can come here. We'll pay you more than what you're making there. And it's cheaper to live here. So I was going to be able to save money.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, like I'll come here for a couple of years, and now I'm still here, but it doesn't feel like I live here because I'm always traveling.
Yeah.
But
so how long have you lived here in the valley?
Since 2019.
Oh, so I've lived here longer than you.
There we go.
Yeah. Thankfully, finally, I find someone I've lived here longer than. So that's incredible.
Yeah.
And so moving to the valley, was there any? I mean, you said you didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
You were born here.
Mm-hmm.
But coming back, was there any, moment to where you were like, okay, this is a little weird. It's a little different from growing up in Chicago.
It was definitely weird just because even though the valley is big, it's still small in the fact that like you don't have a museum on every block that you can go to. You don't have an art gallery. You don't have like a zoo in every major city. Like there's like, now there's more events, but like growing up in Chicago, there's the Taste of Chicago. It's like they closed down all of downtown, and like you're like all these restaurants are there. There's like different music festivals every weekend, and like art festivals. And we have that here, but they're like in a much smaller scale. And then obviously there's like also a lot of like the big box stores and like other things. Like we don't have a Cheesecake Factory. We didn't have an IKEA until the longest. Like we barely got a Lululemon. It's like little things that like you think everyone has access to, but you really don't.
Yeah.
And it's like slowly getting there. But that was like a big one for me. Like
I think
we still have Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
like,
that is true.
I would be there every single day if we had one.
Okay. So Freddsters is pushing for a Trader Joe's.
Whole Foods too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Cheesecake Factory. I think that's one that people are super hoping for.
Yeah,
super excited for.
I feel like it'll happen soon.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
If Corpus can have one, we can have one too.
True.
So
true. I totally agree.
Yeah.
So in the Rio Grande Valley, then you kind of catapult to the next level. I will tell you, I was just talking to someone, the COO of the Mission EDC,
Okay.
and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna have Freddsters on the podcast." She said, "No way! I learned how to cook from Freddsters." She
Yeah.
said she used to watch you,
Mm-hmm.
growing up to learn how to cook, right? And now she has a family and everything. I'm sure you experience or you meet a lot of people like that say, "Hey, I learned how to cook from you,"
Yeah.
or "I learned a lot of your recipes." How does that make you feel?
It's still a little mind blowing to me. And I do get those messages every now and then, like, oh, like, I love your recipes. Like, my mom never taught me to cook. My grandma didn't teach me how to cook. So, like, you're teaching me all of the recipes that I grew up eating, but never knew
Right,
how to make.
right.
And then when I went on tour for the book, like, I obviously met a ton of my followers, and a lot of them told me the same thing. And it's crazy to me that people look up to me because of that. Because to me, I'm just someone that likes to cook,
Yeah,
but I'll never get tired of that
yeah,
people like look up to me for that because of that.
yeah. And I think you've done a really good job at just consistently doing that, right?
Mhm.
There's a saying that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life,
Yep.
right? And so I feel like that's what you've kind of embodied
Mhm.
on the content side. I
Yeah.
check, on Instagram, you have over 800,000 followers,
Mhm.
right? And so I guess my question for you is, if someone wanted to really get to the level where you're at,
Oh,
what would you tell them to do as far
yeah.
as growth?
And I get these people ask me like, "What did you do? Like, how'd you do it? Like, how did you get that following?" And I tell everyone, just consistency. And if it's something that you really, really love doing, you just keep on doing it because
Yeah,
you enjoy it, because it's fun for you, and eventually you're gonna get that following that you're wanting.
yeah,
Eventually, you're gonna find the audience that enjoys your content. But if you're doing it and like for me, it took me a year for even 10,000 followers. Like 99% of people would have stopped posting content
yep,
if they didn't hit the following that they wanted. But I just kept doing it because to me it was fun and I enjoyed it. So it's
yeah,
just like consistency, keep on doing it. The more you do it, the better you get at it. People still go back and watch the very first video that I posted on TikTok. It's like the worst video ever, but now they're a million times better than that one. And it's
yes,
because I kept on doing it and I taught
yes.
myself how to do it better.
And the proof is there. Like you said, if they go back,
Yeah.
they will see it, right?
Hmm.
So you don't have to be perfect to start. You
Yeah.
just have to get started.
You just
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
Hmm.
And so that goes into kind of on the because you try restaurant foods, right?
Hmm.
You go to different restaurants
Yeah.
and try that. There's times where a lot of restaurants struggle,
Hmm.
right? Struggle to make ends meet
Yeah.
whatsoever. And it's maybe because you're not really implementing a good strategy on social media,
Hmm.
right? Do you get to a point where you advise any small
Yeah.
businesses on social media, or what advice would you have for people like that?
I think especially with this day and age and like social media, like you have to have a social media presence regardless of what your business is, but especially if it's like a food restaurant business. And I think specifically also here in the Valley, because it seems like every week there's a new restaurant opening
Yep.
up. And I love that. And it's awesome that people have the courage to open up these restaurants. And because I would like to do that, but I'm terrified of doing it just because I know the way the economy is right now and
Yes.
everything. And it's hard for everyone. And people are still opening up restaurants. And I try to go to them and I only try to go to local restaurants here. And I only try to support the local restaurants. But it's hard because you can't go to all of them. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to
Yep.
only eat local restaurants for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but then I'd be broke living out of a
Yep.
box or something.
Yep.
So it's just like you need that social media presence there to like show people that, hey, we're here, come try us out. You don't have to come today, but you can come tomorrow or next week or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But you just have to let it be known that you're there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the RGV is known for like really good food,
Hmm.
like really exceptional food,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Compared to coming from Chicago and all the
Hmm.
places you've traveled to,
Yeah.
what is your opinion on that? What would you rate?
I think it's the food is different. The food here is really good and it's getting better. And we're getting a lot of like more innovative chefs and like going a little bit more outside the box when it comes to restaurants because here we don't really have like the Michelin starred
Mm-mm.
restaurants or like the super fancy high-end restaurants where like you'll get like the food that like beef tartare and stuff like that, and like things that you didn't really grow up eating but
Yeah.
are big now. And that's happening more and more now here, which I enjoy. Um, so I think it is getting better, and they are putting like Analista Queria. She won Best Chef Texas in 2024 now, or 2025. I don't remember. It
Yeah.
was 2024.
24. Yeah.
So like, and them, and then GW's like Best Barbecue Texas, like they're slowly growing, like they're slowly putting the valley on the map with like
Yeah.
really good food, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I see also one of the things that I appreciate about you is your collaboration,
Yeah.
right? So I see that you collaborate with other local creators,
Mhm.
to really spotlight or to do a lot of the things that you do.
Yeah.
Why is that important for you? You
I
don't have to do it.
Yeah, you don't have to do it, but I think it builds a community, and the community is what you need to for everyone to succeed, not just yourself. Like for me, I force myself to try to reply to every single comment and message that I get, because without those people that followed me and that engage on my content, without them I wouldn't be where I am now. So
Yeah.
it's like I absolutely hate when like you see these very, very big creators and they don't reply or like a single comment that they receive. So I'm like, if they're not replying to comments that people can see,
Yeah.
they're not replying to
To
messages.
DMs. Yes.
And I hate that. I'm like, you have all these opportunities because of those people that are engaging with you. And it's the same thing with like local creators, where it's like these creators are also viewing your content and like
Yeah.
supporting it. So it's like, be friends with everyone, like make content with people, like even if you don't do the same stuff, like you have to support whenever you can.
Yeah. Do you think the RGV supports creators enough, local creators enough?
I think to a certain extent, yes.
Yeah.
I think obviously there's like some people are more friends with others,
Yeah.
but when everyone can come together and like do events, or like whenever I go to like any of the events that we do have here, or the markets or whatever, like you see all the other creators and you just be friends and say hi to them, even if you
Yeah.
don't like, even if you don't know each other personally, you know each other through social media.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I see that. I see the camaraderie,
Yeah.
out there, of all creators coming together. And I think there's a huge rise of like people coming together
Mm-hmm.
and saying, you know what, let's collaborate,
Yep.
let's work together. And I love seeing that.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
There's a lot of people doing it. Why can't we do it as well?
Yeah, I made a lot of new creator friends ever since Social Fest. So
Yay.
yeah. Mhm.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug right there.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about your cookbook.
The book.
Yes, it's a cookbook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, beautiful. And then we'll talk about salsa matcha.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I had like a spoon to taste it live on camera,
I
right?
should have brought some chips or something.
I know. So tell me a little bit about
Uh-huh.
why you decided to do this.
I mentioned earlier how I started buying cookbooks when I was in college, and at this point, I think my mom started counting because she was staying with me for the holidays, or my dad, and I have books in every single room of my house, and she started counting them, and I think I have over 600 cookbooks at this point.
600?
So I like cookbooks because it gives me inspiration for what I'm going to cook next, and not necessarily like following that recipe exactly. It's like I can be going through a book and it has a recipe for I don't know what, and they're using an ingredient that I haven't used in a long time. I'm like, "Oh, let me do something
Different.
with eggplant, or with like this pepper, or with this vegetable." So it just keeps my brain rolling. So like every night I try to I'll just skim through the books. So I always kind of dreamed and hoped of writing a cookbook, but I never knew how it was going to happen. And when I started TikTok and when I started growing, I had a couple of like smaller publishers, some online ones where like they're like, "Oh, we want you to do a cookbook, like you can have it done in 6 months, blah blah blah." But it was these like smaller publishers where like one of them, people would only be able to buy it online. They wouldn't be able to go into Barnes and Noble to buy it. The other one, they were only giving me like a soft cover book with like 50 recipes. I'm like, no, I want the regular size cookbook that like all the big chefs do. So I just kept telling everyone no. And then in 2023, I got email from my now editor publisher. She's like, hey, like, we wanted to see if you were interested in writing a cookbook. And I immediately replied yes. And they already, I got lucky and it just like fell into my lap. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't have to look for them. Like, they found me and they gave me everything I needed to be able to do the cookbook. So it took about 2 years.
2 years. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're listening and you ever wanted to do a cookbook,
Yeah.
just know it does take time.
Yeah. It was like 1 full year of like developing it, picking the recipes, testing the recipes, cooking them, the photo shoot, everything, like the edits back and forth. And then the rest was just like basically waiting for it to get printed and released and everything.
And you mentioned that most of the people that helped you with, the content local.
Yeah. So the designer who like basically plated all of the food, she's from the Valley, Ivana RGV Taste. So she was the food stylist for the book. The photographer was Ismael Forkit. So he did all the photos. And then the chef that actually cooked all the food, I didn't cook it. She's also from the Valley. So we did it all here. We did it in my house. It was like 2 weeks worth of work. And it was exhausting, but it was fun. I would do it again.
Yeah. That's incredible. And so some of you have products like the salsa matcha that, gracefully brought me to. And as someone who loves food and loves spices, I'm super excited for these.
Oh, yeah, people love it. Sometimes I have a couple of customers who like they'll order 8 or 10 at a time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So where can people find this to buy this as well?
You can on my Instagram, TikTok, I have the links on there where you can buy it. It's shopfreddsters.com. And yeah, you can also buy it here locally at some restaurants. So
gotcha. And I mean, what pushed you to want to do a sauce like this, a salsa?
I did this specifically because it's obviously I've never released my own food product and it's very hard and there's a lot that goes into it. And it's harder with things that expire or like go foul easier. Like, like a fresh salsa verde or like a salsa roja with like fresh ingredients. They go to waste faster and it's like a lot more that goes into it. This is all like dried peppers and garlic and stuff like that. And it's like basically preserved in oil. So like really doesn't go bad.
Yeah.
You can keep it for almost forever, but it won't because you're going to go through it quick. So this was just like the easiest way to be able to release a product and sell it where I didn't have to worry about like the quality of it going bad.
Do you have a specific shelf life for it? About a year?
It's here, I think it's 6 or 8 months on the sticker from when you buy it. But I've had some that are a couple months past that and they're still fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm actually, this is one that I'm actually very excited for. I said,
you have to let me know what you think.
Yes, like I said, everything I eat, I add like a spicy sauce to it. As we speak, in my bag, back in the office, I have a spicy sauce that I brought from Ghana. And if I go somewhere, like, I just gotta take it out of my bag. I was in Singapore, and then I'll buy some food, and then I'll put it on real quick, and it tastes way better. So I like to keep some of these around.
Yeah, no, I was just on a cruise a couple months ago, and I basically took some of this, but with like the pepper mixture without the oil, because you can't travel with like the liquid. So it's like a crispy seasoning of sort.
Yeah.
And I was like taking it to all the restaurants on the cruise ship and like putting it on my pizza and my pasta. And
wow. That's incredible. That's incredible. So, I kind of want to ask, do you plan on, at any point doing some more food products, any restaurants in the work?
I would like to do obviously as more of these. I have two other flavors of this salsa matcha that I'm working on. And then a restaurant, not immediately. Just because I'm friends with a lot of restaurant owners that I know how much of a hassle it is. And like you're basically tied down to it 24/7.
Yeah.
And I'm not ready to be tied down. So I still want to do a lot more traveling and stuff. So no restaurant right now, but never say never.
Never say never. And if you own a restaurant and you're looking to collaborate, maybe Freddsters will be down to have a conversation.
For sure.
And have a lot of the stuff in the cookbook. So I I want to jump into kind of you personally, you know, the things you do, the way you do them.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific mantra that you go by that you strongly believe this is the way I want to do things, this is the way I want to come off? Because you just spoke about one of the things you care about is making sure you respond to all your comments, right? Is there anything else that you really, you know, you really care about that you want people to know you for?
I think it's just being nice to everyone. Like, you don't have to be a dick or whatever. Like, even if like if someone wronged you, then they wronged you, and like proceed with a grain of salt.
Right.
But like, you still have to be kind with everyone. Like, you never know when like you're gonna need someone's help or whatever. So it's like you just always have to proceed with kindness, I guess, and like treat others the way you want to be. It's basic, but like treat others the way you want to be treated.
Yeah. Which is very important. I think, you know, to some degree now we live in a climate where people tend to be assholes easily.
Yeah.
Right. But
I think it's the cool thing.
Yes. People think it's cool to be an asshole. It's not, you know.
Yeah.
We need to be kind, respectful to each other. And I like that you say that. It's very important. So then, you know, fast forward, I wanna kind of dive into a little bit of a, you know, Q&A.
Okay.
This might get Freddsters into trouble, but I guess my question for you is, what is your favorite restaurant in the Rio Grande Valley?
I will. That's a hard one. I think there's three. And here in the book, there's 3 different love letters, and I focus on 3 different restaurants. So this one's for chilaquiles, and it's El Itacate, where like
I've seen that.
They have pupusas, but they're really known for their chilaquiles. So that's one that I'm pretty sure I've had every single thing on the menu. And that's how much I love it.
Wow.
And then for tacos, I would say Annalise Taqueria, obviously. So those are her tacos. And then there's another one, La Elotes. I love elotes. So this is La Eloteca.
Oh, wow.
Like, those are 3 that always stick to me.
Where's La Eloteca located?
Far close to the Costco, Sam's over there. But
why these 3 specific restaurants? Why did you decide to highlight these 3 specific ones?
These specific ones in here were because there was recipes in the book that had those type of ingredients or like that dish.
Yeah.
But like sometimes, like, sure, you want to cook at home as much as possible, but sometimes you just want to go out and get that food at a restaurant.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm not gonna cook it, this is where I'm gonna get it.
Gotcha.
So
gotcha. That's awesome. And you know, I will be honest with you, I've yet to try any of those 3 restaurants.
You have to.
Annalise has been, you know, recommended.
You still haven't been to hers?
And you know what's crazy is I was on a panel with her, right?
Okay.
And we had a conversation. But then I realized that her hours are from 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, you know, I get out of here by 5, I go to McAllen, and it's hard to come back to Mission because it's a 30-minute drive.
Well, you just have to, you leave here and
I
then
just
you go
wait.
straight there.
Yeah.
Leave here and go straight there.
But you know, the thing is, and I'll be honest, you know, coming from an African household, I always in the evenings go back and look forward to eating African food.
Okay.
So, you know, my mornings and my afternoons are dedicated to food that I don't eat on a regular.
Okay.
And then the evenings, you know, I cannot eat. But I might have to, you know, give up one evening for it.
You're going to have to.
Yeah. Because I've heard so many great things.
It's so good.
And I really appreciate and I love folks who put their heart into what they do, and they do it well.
No, she's there almost all the time working and grinding corn and everything. So
that's cool.
It's worth it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My next rapid question is, if any celebrity were to give you a call to cook for them, to make anything for them, who would you want that celebrity to be?
It's kind of hard, and I'm not gonna give you a specific celebrity, just because by this point I'm so lucky that I've met a good handful of celebrities.
Yeah.
Whether they're like super famous or not. I've met Mario Lopez. I've met Melissa Rauch, who did Bernadette on Big Bang Theory. Like, I've met Angela Johnson, the comedian. I've met other actors, a ton of people from reality TV that are celebrities now. So it's like, I now approach celebrities just as if they're a normal person.
Yeah.
Just because people approach me too, like I'm a celebrity to them, even though I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
So it's like I just approach them normally now.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's like the big people. Like I have a friend who he moderated one of my.
Beyonce.
Well, maybe I have one of the moderators for one of my book tour stops in Chicago. He's doing some type of a collab video with Benny Blanco right now.
Oh wow.
He posted stories with him yesterday. I'm like, holy crap, dude. He's like, yeah, I can't believe it. So I was like, I would love to do that just so I could like meet him, but then also cook with Selena Gomez.
Yes.
There's like obviously like the super big people I like you
Yes.
never think you could meet, but it could happen.
It could
you
happen.
never know.
Yeah. So Selena Gomez.
She would be cool. If you watch Jimmy Kimmel, his sidekick Guillermo,
Yes.
he follows me on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's so funny. I love him.
He's the best. He just released a salsa, but you can't get it here yet. But like I messaged him, I'm like, hey, like if there's ever like someone that I really want to see, like, would you be able to get me a ticket to go see Jimmy Kimmel and like meet them or whatever? He's like, sure, just keep checking and let me know. So it's like I'm lucky that I've been able to make these relationships with like other celebrities, and like they're just like regular. To others they're celebrities. To me, they're just regular people.
Yeah.
So like with anyone that I get to cook with, I'll gladly do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you mine.
Who?
Barack Obama.
That would be. And he's from Chicago.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That would be a dream.
Yeah, that would be.
Kamala Harris's daughter follows me on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, I quickly slid into those DMs. I'm like, can I get her my book? But she hasn't replied. But
no way.
Never say never.
She might see this and reply. Well,
maybe.
Hopefully we can get Kamala some. I know she cooks a lot too.
Yeah, she goes to bookstores all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So never say never.
That would be that would be a fun one.
That would be insane.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Barack and
no, he's a good man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you cook a lot of obviously Latino inspired food, right? Do you feel any pressure to represent the culture really well at any point?
Earlier, yes. Now, and just because people are very protective of like their family recipes and like this is how my grandma made it, this is how my mom made it, and I when I first started, I got those comments a lot more. Like, that's not how you make it. Like, my grandma made it like this, so you didn't make it like her. So that's not how you make it. And at first, it was like, well, like Mexico is huge. Like, everyone makes everything differently. Like, not everyone is gonna make the same thing the exact same way.
I agree.
Because then cooking would be boring.
Yeah.
So, and the longer I've done this and like making content, like you have to keep your brain rolling and like you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Like you have to like reinvent the wheel and like try similar things differently.
Yeah.
So yes, I try and do like the authentic stuff, the things that everyone knows, but then I also like to like do things differently and like do things that people maybe haven't done or haven't tried.
Yeah.
Just to like show people that like cooking is a canvas and you can just do whatever you want. Like, you're the one in charge.
Yeah. So you speak Spanish fluently?
See.
I was about to say we can do a Spanish off. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm on Duolingo.
Okay.
And trying to really learn. And I realize it's really hard. There are certain words that feel similar.
Yeah.
And sound similar and are explained similar. So for me, I'm like, I just try. Every single day I just pick up my Duolingo and go through with it. So, but I appreciate this culture down here, right? Because I feel like coming from a different culture, of course, there's a lot of things that are quite similar. So one of the things that it's the family orientation, how close people are to their families. It's the same back home in Ghana, right? And so I see that a lot. Do you have family down here?
Yeah, most of my family is down here.
Okay.
I still have like maybe like 20% of our family still in Chicago, but like pretty much everyone is here.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. And that's one thing I can appreciate about this area is that people are very family oriented. So I can see how if you doing this a certain way, like, hey man, that's not how we do it back home. But it's like you said,
everyone does it. Like
everyone is different.
Yeah, like even like my mom has 6 siblings. Like even like her and her sisters, like and her brothers, like the one dish, like they all make it differently, but they
Yeah.
grew up together.
Right.
So it's like everyone cooks differently, even if you're family or related or from the same area. Like
Yeah.
that's the beauty of cooking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, I mean, cooking was a passion for you,
Yeah.
correct? And you were able to turn it into a career,
Mm-hmm.
right? What would be an advice you give to anyone who was looking to turn any type of passion, maybe specifically cooking,
Mm-hmm.
into like a full-on career?
You just have to go for it, because like it can happen for you at any minute. Like it takes some people longer, some people it's quicker. You're never gonna know if, unless you don't try. So
Yeah.
it's like if you like cooking and you want to do it, find a way to like put yourself out there on social media, and that's how you'll start getting those opportunities to do what you want to do for a living.
A lot of people get shy and insecure.
Mm-hmm.
How do you combat that? Because it's a normal
Yeah, no,
human
it,
feeling.
it happens to me too. And at first, like I hated putting myself on camera. Like I hated talking in front of the camera. I still kind of do, but I've just learned to get over it and like not overthink it.
Yeah.
And like I've done stuff before where I was cooking with someone and they brought over a whole camera crew. I was like, in the video, you can see I was sweating through my shirt
Really?
because I had never done that. It was with Angela Johnson the first time I met her.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to cook in my apartment. It's back when I had a 500 square foot apartment. It was tiny. She's like, oh yeah, it's just gonna be me, my opening act, and my assistant. And she said like a camera person. It was like they had a whole setup like this basically. I was like, my face looked like a tomato. I'm like, I had never done that where I was like being recorded, cooking, talking to the camera, and cooking with someone else.
Yeah.
And now that I've done it more, and I've done a whole bunch of like local morning shows cooking and
Yeah.
having someone standing next to me, the biggest one was Mario Lopez, and it's like that one was huge. It was like a big studio, like literally cameras everywhere. And they even had like a couple, like they didn't have an audience, but they had like a group of people that like were just there sitting watching.
Wow.
So after that, that's when when I was promoting the book, I was like, okay, this is just like, you just have to pretend the camera is not there. And
Yeah.
then that's how
And then just do your thing.
you just do
Yeah.
it. Like, you don't have to necessarily look at the camera directly. Like,
Yes.
we're just having a conversation,
Yes.
but the
Just
cameras are
enjoy
still
it.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how you do it, I guess. You just get over it and do it.
Yeah. Do you see yourself ever hosting any cooking classes? I'm sure people will be excited to do it.
I would like to. I would like to do more more cooking like that, or like I want to do obviously more YouTube and more long form cooking. But I would like to do cooking classes at some point, or
Yeah.
even lives on TikTok or Instagram where I'm like, I do like basically a whole event, like these are the ingredients you're gonna need, and like I'll be on live for an hour making this, follow along, ask
Yeah.
any questions, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it's like you just run out of time.
Yeah.
There's so
I
many
agree.
things I want to do, and there's not enough time.
True. And I will be honest. While the cookbook is great, I think it will be an even better experience if we're in person. We have all the ingredients and we're kind of learning,
Yeah.
as we go. So if you're just like me and you would love to see a Freddsters cooking class, make sure you comment.
Yeah.
Comment in, put anything in the comments, and maybe we can make that happen.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So, I know that you took time out of your busy schedule to be here with me. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I guess my question, my last thing for you is, if you wanted, you're gonna have a legacy, right? I believe everyone strongly will have a legacy in what they do with what they do. What is something that you want to be remembered for, and what is something that you would want other people to know to be able to help themselves based on what you've experienced in the past?
I want to be known and remembered for as like just the dude that likes to cook and have a good time, and is friends with everyone basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a lot of friends.
Yeah, I'm friends with everyone, and I have friends that aren't friends with a certain person, but I'm still friend with that person. Like, so yeah, that would be it for me.
Yeah.
Was the next one? The next part?
And if you wanted to just kind of advise someone based on your experience and what you've done, what would be that thing that you tell them?
I would just say enjoy the ride. It gets rough and there's a lot of ups and downs, and you just have to keep going at it, because
Yeah.
there's gonna be times where you're like, fuck, I don't want to do this anymore. And I've especially the last 6 months have been really, really rough on social media.
Yeah.
I think especially with the economy and how everything's going, brands aren't spending as much money on influencers as they were in the past, or
Right.
content creators. So it's you just gotta roll with the punches and try to reinvent things and do things differently, and always keep on trying to figure out what's next and what you're gonna do next, and to still be relevant
Yes.
on social media and with the content that you're doing.
Yeah. And that's important. I think a lot of people do not grow with the times, right? We have to learn, you never have all the information that you need.
Yeah, and you can't, especially with social media, you can't plateau. Oh, I did this video once and it went viral. Everything else that I'm going to do is going to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
People are going to get tired of that. So that's why you just have to branch out and
be creative.
Me, I'm known for cooking and my cooking videos, but I also have other interests and I want to do other things. I love buying new clothes, and I like looking nice in clothes. I love going to the movies. I love binge watching TV. I love traveling. So it's I want to be able to do more than just cooking, and I'm focusing on that this year. It's I'm not just going to post cooking videos. I'm working on something with a local furniture store here, and we're going to do it's still kind of going to revolve around food, but I'm promoting things that aren't food.
Wow.
So
look at that.
Yeah.
So if you're a local business, I'm kind of doing a lot of promo here. I'm like, he didn't pay me to do this.
No.
If you're a local business looking for an influencer to work with, it doesn't have to be about food. Freddsters will pull up. He'll show up.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it makes sense. If it makes sense. I'm not just gonna do everything, but
imagine get put up is hey, can you no, I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, that will be funny. But again, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Man, I really appreciate it. I know that, at the end of the day, like you said, just being a decent person, right? And I remember running into you at Social Fest. You just seem down to earth, just ready to support, ready to help out. And like you said, he is a man of his word, because he responded to my DM on Instagram.
I'm here. Yeah.
So, and even back to helping out with Social Fest again, we really appreciate you.
No, thank you.
I'm gonna do one last sale. I promise. This is the last sale. If you're looking to get a cookbook, make sure you visit any of your bookstores, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, anywhere to get a copy. I have my copy now. So actually, maybe we can do a giveaway. We can collaborate with a giveaway where I give away. I'll buy a cookbook. Okay.
Go to Barnes & Noble and
I'll go to Barnes & Noble. I'll get a cookbook, and I will get some salsa machas, and we will give it away on Instagram. So hopefully you all can enjoy that. And yeah, I'm not sure if you want to add anything to it. If you want to say anything.
No, the only thing I want to say is go get the cookbook, and then hopefully I can write a second one.
Yes, get a cookbook so he can write a second one.
Yeah.
Wait, is this signed?
It's not signed, but I'll sign it for you.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
So I'm going to get a signed one.
Yeah.
So how about this? I'll get a signed one. We'll give the signed one away, and then I will get the one that's not signed. Because I love you all. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. If you watch all the way to the end, that's a blessing. So thank you. And thank you, Freddsters, for coming.
Thank you.
I will go offline to try my salsa matcha.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.